Courtney, I'm here at the Matoka Town Hall where this emergency meeting is just beginning. Now, you'll remember back in January, residents were really concerned about their water system. Some residents were getting unbelievable water bills. Others had their water service completely turned off. Tonight, there are local officials inside. We know that there are Mercer County commissioners inside. We're not exactly sure if that's related to the county in any way or if they're just coming here simply for support. So we'll continue to follow this story. We'll have more on it coming up at 6, 10, and 11. Courtney, I'll send it back to you. As you can see behind me, the storm is not ready to slow down just yet, but slowing down is something JanCare Ambulance is encouraging anyone out on the roads to do. Courtney, back to you.
So, Alison, what can you tell us about what's going on there?
Guys, in this race, Bill Cole has really been focused on creating jobs. So he's tried to not only highlight his political experience in the Senate, but also his job creation experience with his business. West Virginia has shown serious support for Donald Trump. So tonight, we will find out if the state's interest in Trump has helped carry Bill Cole across the finish line. And we'll continue to keep you updated from Charleston. Rick, Courtney, I'll send it back to you. Guys, this information was released today from the county superintendent. 2 students found with dangerous weapons at Raynell Elementary School. Now, there was no ammunition in the firearms or on school property. As Travis said earlier, a lot of this stuff down here by the creek, still, I mean, it's just leveled completely. But when I drove in today, the Greenbrier Golf Course, there is still so much standing water there. I mean, yesterday, obviously, it was pretty much underwater. But today, even now, still some standing water on the course. Greg, according to the Oil Price Information Service, Thanksgiving travelers will pay less for gasoline than they have in more than a decade. But for some, traveling during the Thanksgiving holiday is a tradition, no matter what happens at the pump. That's 81 routes where an average of 50 children fill these bus seats. Not only are bus drivers worrying about the road, they are also responsible for the children in these seats. Tina says it was just a couple weeks ago. Her daughter was playing right here in the grass when a car sped through, nearly hitting her. The driver blamed it on her daughter. The flight crew is focused on time. When they get a call, they shoot for a 10-minute time frame to be out here in the aircraft ready to fly. That means a lot of preparation and a commitment to be at the top. Firefighters say it's always difficult to get flames under control in sub-zero temperatures. This fire was no exception. Board members say reopening the fire station is not just about the safety and security of residents. Without this fire station here, residents face a risk of higher insurance costs. 2 teams will make stops throughout Raleigh County at places they think people could be staying, like here at the ballpark. The goal, once they find someone, is to get them housed. Mercer County officials say the GIS website is a game changer, especially for economic development. Small businesses, large businesses, and industries will now have an easier avenue to find a location here in Mercer County.
WVVA Toys for Tots update.
Hi, I'm Alison Wickline here at the Walmart in Bluefield, where our Toys for Tots drive is kicking into full gear. We've been getting some awesome gifts from the community. We just got in this tabletop air hockey, which I am so jealous of. Looks like so much fun. But we still have plenty of donations that we can accept. Rod, tell us a little bit about, for people who maybe don't know, tell us a little bit about Toys for Tots.
Well, this is our 16th year here in this area. Toys for Tots actually started almost 70 years ago.
We've got some awesome toys here, some helmets. We've gotten plenty of bikes, but we could also use some helmets. Tell us, Mike, a little bit more about some toys that people can donate today.
Basically, from all ages, 2 to 12.
We have nothing else.
Thank you.
A stop on the campaign trail that focused on discussing the reality of rural poverty, not petty politics. That was Senator Bernie Sanders' goal Thursday.
But let's keep the faith here, and let's reinvigorate democracy, and let's create a government that works for all of us.
Drugs, income inequality, and education. All hot topics during Sanders' discussion at the McDowell County Food Bank. A discussion that brought in locals from all walks of life to hear his ideas and offer some ideas of their own.
Today was about a community conversation to help change the policies that are happening that is causing poverty, to help get people out of poverty.
These communities need help. It is not the coal miner's fault.
I feel that he would be the best candidate, especially for economically depressed areas. McDowell County and Wyoming County are two of the most economically depressed areas in this state and in the country.
Senator Sanders enlisted a panel of local professionals to discuss the struggles they see firsthand in the state. For one panelist, education is the biggest issue that needs addressed.
I hope that he takes with him, the knowledge that, we are suffering in McDowell County. These kids are suffering in McDowell County.
It's a sad fact. Cancer can be found everywhere. Hospitals, nursing homes, on the street, and even in the school classroom. Thursday, Tazewell County schools went gold to support childhood cancer awareness, a sickness that hits close to home for one North Tazewell Elementary first grader.
It felt bad. I couldn't go outside.
Reese McCall has faced a tough reality in her short years of life. She fought cancer and won. Reagan, her best friend from treatment, sadly lost the fight.
She died.
And is that hard?
Yeah, very hard.
The Tazewell County community has been hit hard by childhood cancer. 14 kids that are fighting the disease or have fought the disease. That's 14 families that are trying to keep it together. 14 times a desk in one of these classrooms has been left empty.
Right now, he's doing good, but I really want him home in battle.
Allie is in first grade too, and now she spends every day without her younger brother by her side. 16-month-old Hunter is in the St. Jude Hospital in Memphis battling cancer. Thursday was a busy day for Allie.
We're gonna make cards and pictures.
And what are you gonna put on your card and your picture to send to him?
I love you, baby brother.
Jill Rasnick was decked out in gold Thursday, too. She lost her son TJ to cancer when he was a senior at Tazewell High School. Now she spends her days honoring his life through the TJ Rasnick Foundation.
It brings up so many memories for me, and, it's hard. It's hard, but I want to do that. I want to help, and I want, to do something in his honor, in his memory, in TJ's memory.
Cancer, it knows no race, no gender, no place, and no age. But among the darkness, there is always a little light. And you battled cancer and you won. What's that like?
It feels really good, and I like it. It feels really good.
WVVA's Alison Wickline spent the day in her hometown and spoke with the man about how personal the storm got. Alison?
Rick, it really is unbelievable out here. I grew up in White Sulphur Springs, so seeing this devastation is really hard for me. But my heartbreak is nothing compared to that of the Scott family.
This is a miracle. I don't know how. I do not know how.
White Sulphur Springs resident Ronnie Scott is in shock. His house is in pieces, but it's his wife Belinda that's on his mind. Belinda was the only one in the house Thursday evening. She fled to the attic when floodwaters hit, but how could she have guessed that natural gas would fill the home and cause it to explode, throwing her into a nearby tree?
My wife called me and told me about the gas and all that, and I told her I love her.
For hours, Belinda clung to the tree, her family and neighbors trapped in the tops of their houses right down the road. But then help arrived, and Ronnie says it was the heroic work of his friends and neighbors that got his wife out alive.
Jason Burdett with the state police come down, and he's the hero. He rescued my wife and then got my rest of my family out of here.
Almost 70% of Belinda's body is burned. She remains in Cabell Huntington Hospital's burn unit. The road to recovery may be a long one, but Ronnie says his wife is strong and his faith is strong, and this storm is just proof.
I'm telling everybody, you need to pray. I prayed and prayed and prayed, and prayers will be answered. She got her wings as soon as I talked to her.
After the historic flooding in West Virginia, Ronnie Scott is facing a new reality, a reality that hits him as hard as the floodwaters hit his town of White Sulphur Springs.
She was called so God could have another angel.
Ronnie's wife Belinda was in the attic during the flooding when the house exploded, throwing her into a tree. She was rescued, but her injuries were too much for her body to handle. But Ronnie says the family has peace, knowing such a beautiful soul is no longer in pain.
After Saturday, we get blended up with her mom and my mom and dad, and we got a place to go talk, and it'll take time, and I think everybody will heal.
The tree Belinda clung to for hours is now a place of prayer and comfort for the family. But they are not alone. Sadly, people all over White Sulphur and other hard-hit areas like Raynell are still trying to process the magnitude of their losses. Homes, pictures, pets, and people.
I'll tell you, I'm not the only one that lost a loved one. I lost the love of my life, but there's a bunch more of us. And if anybody sees them, just give them a hug.
Ronnie says a future without his wife here will be hard. A new chapter where he can tell everyone he meets the story of what the floods took from him, but also what they gave him. Another guardian angel.
Remember, there's never been that much water in here.